You don't have to wait for someday to feel successful. That someday is right fucking now. That is the secret. If you cannot allow yourself to feel proud of yourself, celebrate your successes, celebrate every little step and milestone that you are creating and being and having right now in your business, you'll never get to where you want to get to. And even if you do, by some miracle, do create the success that you want, you're going to get there and it's not going to be fucking enough.
Welcome to the She Who Dares podcast. I'm your host, Crystal Wilson, the founder of She Who Dares. I'm a specialized breakthrough and mindset coach, business mentor, online course creator, and your number one no BS hype woman. I'm here to remind you who the fuck you are and reignite your personal power through powerful and expanding conversations on all things business, mindset, and energetics, to help you break through to your next level of success in all areas of your life, business, and bank account. Each episode is designed to expand your mind, shift your identity, raise your frequency, as well as give you success strategies to help you step into your highest, most powerful, abundant, successful, and magnetic you. So, I dare you to join me each episode, and I double dare you to implement what you learn and go all in on you. All in on your life, your business, your success. Because if you do, like so many of my She Who Dares clients and students, you will become everything that you know deep down you can be. Ready? Let's friggin' do this.
Welcome back to the She Who Dares podcast. I'm your host, Crystal Wilson. This week, we are going to deep dive into a topic that I actually find myself talking about all the time, which is failure. And the reason that I want to jump into this topic is actually based on some client sessions that I've had this week, business mentor client sessions, and then also other conversations that I've been having kind of in the DMs with other women in my life who are women in business, women building businesses, building their own thing. And so what we're going to talk about today, whether you are somebody who has your own business or is wanting to start your own business, it doesn't actually matter, because the teachings that we're going to talk about today can really be applied to anyone in any area of your life, whether you have a business or not. And the main thing that I want to speak about when we talk about failure is something that I often talk about, which is your focus. Your focus is your superpower. I know you know this. I know you've heard this quote 1,000 times. What you focus on expands, okay? And what I'm noticing, especially with my business mentor clients and other women in businesses, building business, is that very easily you guys are focusing on the wrong thing. You are focusing on what's not working. You're focusing on where you're not progressing as fast as you would like to progress. You're focusing on your successes through the lens of failure, really feeling like it's not enough. But but it's not enough. It's not quick enough. I'm not enough. I didn't get as many signups. It's not as fast as I want it to be. And so you're looking at your business through the lens of lack and scarcity and fear. And what I want you to know is that there are always multiple truths available to you. And you get to decide which truth you want to focus on. And what I'm noticing is that so many of you are focusing on the truth that disempowers you, that sabotages you, that takes you out of the game, that brings up fear, scarcity, doubt. And it's not that you're failing. It's actually that you're focusing on and looking for evidence unconsciously to create evidence that you are failing. Because unconsciously, you are either fearful of success or fearful of failure. So, what are you focusing on? What if I told you that you're actually not failing? What if I told you that you are actually moving in the direction that you want to go? You might be moving slowly. It doesn't matter how fast you're moving. All that matters is that you are moving in the direction that you want to go. But what you're doing is you're looking outside of yourself. You're looking outside of your business. You are looking left. You are looking right. You are comparing yourself to people who are further along, who have more skill, who've been doing this longer than you. And you don't know their skill, how long they've been doing this, their personal circumstances. You don't actually know that, but you compare their level 34 to your level 4. And it's just so disempowering. It's just such a waste of your time and energy. And it is taking you out of the game. It's taking you out of the race. And the only race that you're in is a race against who you were yesterday. Not her, not them, not what's happening over there, not what's happening over there. You are focusing on the wrong thing. And what you're focusing on is disempowering you. You are focusing on the wrong thing. There are so many areas in your life right now where you are moving forward, where you are progressing, where you are succeeding. It might be micro. Most of the time it is. Most of the time it is so micro compounding, little step here, little step there of success. But you are focusing on the wrong thing. You are wanting big astronomical success. You want the big success, the big launch, the big invoices, the big signups, the big cash months. And you're missing the fucking point, because those big successes can only happen through micro shifts and changes. And what's happening is you are making the micro shifts and changes. You are making and creating micro successes, but you go, it's not enough, not big enough, not enough, and you dismiss it. Instead of focusing on the micro successes, you are focusing on that being a micro failure. So what if I told you you're actually doing better than you think you are, but your mind is hardwired to focus on the lack, the fear, the scarcity? Your mind is hard focused to look outside of yourself. Your mind is not letting you see it. And you know how I know it's not letting you see it? Because of the conversations that I'm having with you, whether that's in my DMs, whether that's in my client sessions, whether you are a client. I know the progress you're making. There's a version of you that knows the progress you're making, but you are not allowing yourself to see it. And at some point, you became ungrateful and entitled, and you stopped allowing yourself to actually see what's happening because you're sitting in the energy of it's not enough. It's like, yeah, I did just sign up a client. Or yeah, I have been consistent. Or like whatever it is, there is always something for you to celebrate because you are actually moving in the direction you want to go. But you're being an ungrateful brat. I say that with so much love, having been an ungrateful brat many times in business, and you're focusing on it not being enough right now. It's not enough. It's not as big as you want it to be. It's not as good as she's done it. And you're focusing on the wrong thing. And you are taking yourself out the game every time you do this. It's like you're putting so much pressure on yourself, so much pressure on your business, so much pressure that it has to look, feel, and be a certain way in order for you to feel happy, in order for you to celebrate it, in order for you to feel like you're being successful. And the truth is, you are already being successful. You are moving in the direction that you want to go. You're not allowing yourself to see it. You're not allowing yourself to feel it. because you're focusing on the wrong thing. Because your mind is hardwired to focus on the lack, the fear, the scarcity, that it's not enough. Yeah, I want a little bit, but I want it to be bigger and better and more. And when you're doing this, you are in scarcity. You're not sitting there celebrating yourself. You're not sitting there noticing and witnessing and celebrating your progression and all the little micro successes. You're looking at all your micro successes and you're going, yeah, but it's not enough. It's not enough. And this is that point where you have to call yourself out for being an entitled brat. I'm like, how many people are going to be super triggered and upset that I just called you an entitled brat? From one entitled brat to another. Listen up. You are making progress. You are moving in the direction you want to go. But let's just look at the two truths that are available to you. There is the truth that it's not enough. It's not happening fast enough. That person didn't sign up, and you're going to focus all your energy on that person, but somebody else just signed up. Right? I want you to literally be able to pull a seat up to the mirror and call yourself out for being an entitled brat in business and see what you're actually doing. Like, actually take a step outside of yourself and witness yourself, because you are focusing on the things that are not going right, that are not happening fast enough. And in the process of doing that, you are completely dismissing a completely other truth that you could invest your time and energy in, that you could focus on, which is that person who did sign up, that person who did say yes, that launch that was successful, the consistency, the progress you've been making. There are two truths available to you at all times. And unfortunately, you are hardwired to focus on the truth that disempowers you, that takes you out of the game, that makes you feel not enough. And what I want for you today from this episode is I want you to be able to see yourself, witness yourself, pull a seat up to the mirror. And we do this with so much fucking love and compassion and understanding. This is not an episode to beat you down. This is an episode to lift you the fuck up so that you can see what you're doing, bring awareness to it, and change it. What you don't allow yourself to see, you will never be able to change. And if you can't see that you are hyper fixated on focusing on what's not going right, when there's a whole other truth available to you that will fucking empower you and catapult you forward, which is all the areas of your life and business that are going right. What you choose to focus on expands. What you focus on, you feed. So do you want to feed the part of you that feels like you're failing and that it's not enough? The part of you that feels ungrateful and feels like it's never enough, no matter how many wins you have? You don't ever allow yourself to actually feel successful. It's like, how many wins do you actually need to have for you to actually feel that? Because the secret is, it's about feeling it now. You are not going to get to whatever level you want to get to in business, in success, in your career, in your relationships, any area of your life, while focusing on what's not working. Because the more you focus on what's not working, you are completely dismissing and not allowing yourself to see all that is working. And what you focus on expands. So patterns that I've seen just in my conversations just in the last 7 days is women in business hitting their biggest months, their biggest quarters, making more money than they've ever made. So hitting major milestones in your business. And then you downplay the success, and you downplay it by not allowing yourself to celebrate it. You downplay it by feeling like, yeah, but it's really not enough. I want bigger. I want more. If you're always sitting in an energy of like more clients, more signups, more money, more, you are in scarcity. You are being ungrateful. You are being entitled. You're not going to get more. The universe, God, is not going to give you more when you can't even see what you already fucking have. That is like the truth in every area of your life. If you are always focusing on more, and whatever you do create and achieve, You are always in the energy of, yeah, but it's not enough. Until you fix this within yourself, until you witness this, until you call yourself out and you see that you're being an entitled brat who's never allowing herself to feel success when she's having success, you're just never going to get where you want to get to because you're focusing on the wrong thing. Another pattern that I see is women hyper focusing on the flaws, the gaps, and what's not working. There is always two truths available to you. The truth that disempowers you, sabotages you, makes you feel like shit, takes you out of the game. And the truth that, hold on, I am moving in the direction I want to go. Things are progressing. Which truth do you want to focus on? You have a choice. I know sometimes it doesn't feel like you have a choice because you're doing this unconsciously, but I'm bringing it to your awareness in this episode right now so that you can see yourself, witness yourself, see how you are the one taking yourself out of the game. Because you can believe it's not working and you can hyper focus on the parts that aren't working. There's always going to be parts in your business and life that aren't working. But if you focus on those parts, then that is what's going to grow. That's what you're feeding. That's all you'll see. That's what will consume you. And you will self-sabotage yourself and you'll become somebody who is hardwired to fail because unconsciously you keep seeking it out. Or you can become aware of this pattern and you can shift your focus. Your focus is your superpower. What you focus on expands and you can start to reframe. So as soon as you feel yourself focusing on the thing that's not working, reframe it. What has worked this week? What have I done? What can I celebrate? Celebration is a party in the name of gratitude. For a long time in my own journey, gratitude was just something I felt really disconnected from because I was so fucking hard on myself. So when I speak to you guys like this, no, I'm not beating you up. I know it intimately because I was it. I have been it. I have walked this path and I worked really fucking hard to become the version of myself now who teaches other women about this. So I am not speaking from a hierarchy place. I'm speaking from, I have fucking walked this road. I was an entitled brat. I was somebody who used to beat myself up and beat myself down all the time. I was somebody who it was never enough. I remember the first course I ever launched, and it was like a mini 30-day little course, and it was called Unstuck Yourself. I'll never forget that launch. It was my first big launch, and I was like just doing all the businessy stuff, all the back-end tech stuff, and I would create this thing, and I was putting it out there, and I held a free masterclass. Some of you who listen to this podcast were on that masterclass, and I just love you so much for still being here. But I held a free masterclass and I shared my story about unstucking myself. I think it was called Unfucking Stuck Yourself, which feels very on brand to me. And I'll never forget, I finished the masterclass, and in the masterclass on Zoom, I put the link in the Zoom chat for people to then upgrade into this kind of challenge that I was going to facilitate for them. And I think it was only like $97. Like it was really low ticket. And I'll never forget, I got off the masterclass. The email's been sent out. Everyone's now received the link to join this challenge. And enrollment started coming in. Ding, ding, email notification. This person signed up. This person signed up. This person signed up. And I remember feeling so happy, like just feeling, oh my God, I'm going to like give these women the best experience they've ever had. And then after about an hour, I had about 9 or 10 signups from that masterclass. I noticed how quickly I went from celebrating my success to only 9 or 10 women signed up. Oh, I really thought more would sign up. I noticed how quickly I went from celebrating myself and feeling gratitude to how quickly I was like, nope, not enough, not enough. And I remember that as a really defining moment where I witnessed myself doing it. So I witnessed myself being an ungrateful brat, feeling like it wasn't enough. and then was like, "Whoa, I need to work on this. This is going to come up," because it was my first time launching something of my own out into the world. And here's the thing about business. And if you're in business and new in business, or you've been in business a while, you're going to know this because you're in it. Personal development and developing yourself, growing yourself is so fucking important. And in business, particularly when you start to have to create things and put it out there, put yourself out there, celebrate yourself, it is going to bring up the depths of your shit. It is going to drag up the darkest parts of yourself, your shadow self, your most murkiest, darkest, horrible beliefs that you hold about yourself. It's going to bring up all of your shit to the surface. And what I'm witnessing in my business mentor client, and I have for a long time, and what I'm seeing now in the conversations that I'm having, is that a lot of you are in business right now, and it is bringing up all of your shit, and you are focusing on it. You're not stepping outside of yourself and being like, "Oh, my shit's coming up. Here's how I'm going to work through this." You're believing it. You are allowing it to take you out of the game. You're allowing it to stop you from celebrating yourself. You're allowing it to stop you from seeing that you are actually having success. You are actually progressing in the way that you want to progress. You are not failing. You know how you're not failing? Because you're still fucking in the arena. If you're in the arena and you're showing up every day and you're making the moves and you're doing the things and you're creating what you want to create and you're showing up, you are not failing. You are moving in the direction you want to go. It may not be happening at the speed in which you want it to happen. It may not be as much as you want it to happen, but if you actually focus on that, that's all you're going to create. Because what you focus on is what you're choosing to see and what you're choosing to feed. So do you want to feed all the micro failures, or do you want to feed all your micro successes, the progression you're making? It's your choice. But one leads you to failure, one leads you to self-sabotage, one leads you to being completely disempowered, taking yourself out of the game, and one leads you to success. One leads you to empowerment. You get to choose. You're either living above the line in your empowerment, or you're living below the line in your disempowerment. And every thought, every action, everything you do and don't do in your business and your life is either pushing you above the line in empowerment or below the line in disempowerment. The cost of not allowing yourself to feel and see and celebrate all your micro successes, the cost of focusing on all the things that you don't want to focus on that actually disempower you, is burnout, self-sabotage, feeling like a failure. You're not a failure because you're a failure. You feel like a failure because you're focusing on all the parts that are failing, when there's a whole other truth available to you, that you are making progress. You are moving in the direction you want to go. You are in the arena. Stop taking yourself out of the arena. Stop letting your inner mean girl control what you're focusing on. There's always two truths available to you. If you are in your business and you don't allow yourself to feel the moments of success, and you quickly notice that you go from a high to a deep down low, and you start focusing on what wasn't enough, I'm not enough, I could have been faster, I could have done more, you need to check yourself now, because that part of you, if you feed it, will absolutely be the reason you fail. Absolutely 100%. If you never let yourself feel satisfied, if you never let yourself feel joy, if you never let yourself feel success, you'll never be successful. Everything begins and ends with you. You think you're building a business and you think you need strategy and you think there's some missing piece. Listen to this carefully, very carefully. I've been in this game for a long time, 10 years in the online space. I've built 2 multi-six-figure businesses. I have had huge successes and I have had astronomical fails. I have had businesses feel like they've crumbled to the ground overnight, and I've had to rebuild myself and my business many times in the past 10 years. And the number one thing that I think women bypass is that you don't realize that you are the fucking foundation of your business. If you are not solid, if your mindset is not solid, if you don't have the internal infrastructure, which is you, down fucking packed, if you are not investing in your mind, your energy, you are the foundation of your business. If you are not solid in your belief, in your mindset, in your energetics, in your patterns, in your behaviors, if those things are not solid, you will not be able to build a solid and successful business that you can scale, because you are the foundation of your business. So you, your mindset, your energy, your beliefs are the most important thing. And I think so often we forget that. We forget that we are the foundation. And it's like you're trying to build a business and you think it's some strategy that's missing. And it's like your own fucking relationship with yourself is fucked. Do you know what I mean? Like you're literally hyper focusing on all the failures. You're literally comparing yourself to this person, that person. You're constantly self-sabotaging. You spend all day talking to yourself like shit and then go and create content. There are so many things, actions that you're taking in your business that you think you're failing because you're missing some secret to success in business, some secret strategy, but you're bypassing the most important part of your business, which is you. You are the foundation of your fucking business, and you better be real solid. You better be working on yourself, investing in yourself, your mindset, your energy, your beliefs, calling yourself out, witnessing yourself, seeing what you're doing, seeing your entitled bratty behavior, because you will have all of these things. Business is going to reveal all of this to you. Doing something, creating something, showing up in the online space, building something from the ground up is going to reveal all of your shit. And so many of you are like, oh, mindset work. Nah. I don't need that. I just need the strategy. I just need the funnel. No, babe, you don't. Because the strategy only fucking works if you do. The strategy only works with the right mindset and energetics. Do you know how many times I have taught somebody a strategy? And what I have learned is strategy only works if you've got the right internal infrastructure to hold that strategy. Because if you are hyper-focused right now on where you're failing, hyper-focused on things outside of yourself and feeling like a failure, feeling like it's not enough, it doesn't matter how many signups you get. It doesn't matter how successful you are. You're always going to feel that. You are chasing something that's unattainable. If you cannot feel content and successful and joyful and know that you deserve this and know that you're in the arena and know that you're making progress now at the level that you're at now, and you're convincing yourself that when you reach X, Y, Z per month, like 10,000 a month or this many signups or this much success or this many clients, that then you'll be content, you are fucking fooling yourself. The problem isn't the business or the strategy. The problem is actually you. The problem is you. Your internal infrastructure is not set up to create success because you are self-sabotaging it with your thoughts, your patterns, your behaviors, the way you speak to yourself, the way you're showing up, the way you take yourself out of the game, the way you victimize, the way you play the victim, the way you act like a bratty, entitled woman in business. Takes one to know one. Well, I couldn't do this episode. Takes one to know one. So we've got to check ourselves. And so I kind of want this episode to be like, when you feel like you're failing, listen to this. This is a crystal love punch. Stop comparing yourself to the woman who's been doing this a year longer than you. Honestly, like what are the patterns and behaviors that are actually you're focusing on that are feeding this insecurity, feeding this victimhood, feeding this entitlement, feeding this bratty, woe is me, it's not enough energy and behaviors and mindset? Call yourself out. Pull a seat up to the mirror. Your business demands you to become the best version of yourself. Your business demands you to see what you're doing and call yourself out from love and forgiveness and understanding. You don't have to wait for some day to feel successful. That someday is right fucking now. That is the secret. If you cannot allow yourself to feel proud of yourself, celebrate your successes, celebrate Every little step and milestone that you are creating and being and having right now in your business, you'll never get to where you want to get to. And even if you do, by some miracle, do create the success that you want, you're going to get there and it's not going to be fucking enough. And I know that because that's what I have done. This is who I used to be. I used to beat myself down and I could still have success. And guess what? I would reach the success. I'd get the 10 signups. I'd have the cash month that I'd want. And it was never enough. There was no amount of success that I could achieve that would actually fill the feelings of failure that I was feeling. And it wasn't because I was missing something. It was because I needed to do the work on me. The foundations of my business, which is me, were unfucking stable. And so I would have success and I would self-sabotage it. It wasn't enough. Bring myself back down to zero. And I don't want that for you. So stop waiting for someday to feel successful and start consciously shifting your focus to find evidence every day where you're being successful, no matter how little, no matter how slow, find it. Stop finding evidence where you're not successful and just disempowering yourself, taking yourself out of the game, and make a conscious effort every day to find something to celebrate about yourself and the progress and the success that you are making. That's my tip. And you know what? These tips, this episode, you can dismiss this. You can be like, oh my God, it's just, no, this is the fucking work. Like, here's the thing, like you guys, you want it to be way more complicated. You want it to be way more complicated. Your mind wants to say that it can't be this fucking easy. That is a self-sabotage pattern. This is the work. It's simple. It's minute. It's basic. It's not very sexy. But this is the work that builds the internal infrastructure so that you can actually build the business and the success, the impact, the income that you want to make. Trust me. Think of me as your big sis in business. I've been doing this a long fucking time. I have navigated seasons upon seasons and seasons. I have fallen down. I've gotten back up. I feel huge success and I've lost that success and I've had to build it again from the ground up with no belief. And I've had to build my belief again. You know how many times I've had to build me in the last 10 years? Oh my God. I'm always in a season of building myself. I don't talk about this shit because it's just like fun and cute to talk about. I talk about it because it's the truth as somebody who's been doing this a really long time. And you guys know this. I know you know it, but I don't need you to know it. I need you to fucking embody it. Big difference. So many of you are like, yeah, I know that. If you knew it, you'd do it. And you're not doing it, so you don't know it. Knowing it, embody it, two very different things. And that's not a bad thing. It's just about being truthful with yourself. It's about being truthful, lovingly calling yourself out so that you can shift your focus, shift your behavior, and shift your results. Because every single one of you who's listening to this episode, who has a dream, who has a business, who wants to do something, who wants to launch something, who has something within you, you know you're meant for more. And I know that you know you're meant for more because that's who I attract. That's the women that I attract. You are here. You want to do something. You've got something to say. Well, I want to remind you that you are the foundation of everything you want to build, and you better be building you. More importantly than finding the right strategy. The strategy will only work when you have the right mindset and energetics. You guys are awesome. I hope that this was like ignited something in you, reminded you how fucking powerful you are. Shift your focus. Your focus is your superpower. There are always two truths available to you, the one that disempowers you, the one that empowers you. You get to choose which one you're going to invest your time, your focus, your energy into. One of them leads to feeling like shit and being a failure. One of them leads to feeling amazing and being successful. Choose your fucking path. Love you. See you next time.
Thank you so much for joining me for today's episode. If you loved this episode, be sure to share that with me by leaving me a review, and head over to the She Who Dares official Instagram account at She Who Dares Official, hit follow, slide into my DMs, and share with me the impact this episode has had on you. And before you go, I'm going to leave you with this. The universe is responding to you. It is following your lead. You are the one who has to move first, And when you do, the whole universe will move with you, because it's I lead, the universe follows. When I move, the universe moves with me. That is our official She Who Dares mantra. I want you to write it down, put it on a mirror, and I want you to remind yourself of it every day. When I lead, the universe follows. When I move, the universe moves with me. When you follow this She Who Dares mantra, you are going to unlock the magic of the universe, and you are stepping into your most powerful self. I can't wait to see you for the next episode. Thanks for being here.